The Harley Davidson Softail was designed in the early 1980s. It all began when Harley Davidson acquired a motorcycle concept designed by mechanical engineer Bill Davis. Bill Davis conceived the original Softail frame in 1974. Unsatisfied with the styling of his own 1972 FX Superglide, Davis fabricated a frame that relocated the model's outboard shocks under its seat. Functionality: shock absorbers keep a motorcycle stable by maintaining the tire's contact with the ground. When paired with a triangular swing arm, the design preserved the single line between the headstock and rear axle, a characteristic synonymous with rigid frame Harleys produced pre-1958. In 1976, Davis pitched his design to Willie G. Davidson, Harley's chief styling officer, who created the design for Bill's 1972 FX Superglide. Willie G. and the motor company passed on his proposal, but Davis didn't give up on the project. He sought out investors and started his company, Roadworks. Roadworks advertised their hydraulically dampened rear suspension frame, the Subshock, to bike builders in 70s-era magazines. Davis's design became an instant hit due to his nostalgic, old-school look and new-age technology. Sales were modest, but by 1982, Davis's partners ditched the endeavor, leaving him saddled with the business's debt. With Roadworks on the ropes and HD under a new private ownership group, Davis made the call to Milwaukee, which led him to present another offer to HD, and this time both parties agreed to terms. The deal turned over all of Davis's tooling, prototypes, and patents to Harley Davidson. Davis was then employed as a consultant by Harley Davidson, and for 1 year worked alongside Harley Davidson engineers to perfect the design. Harley Davidson released the FXWG Y-Glide in 1980. This model was successful, as were most models in the FX family. When designing the first Softail, Harley Davidson used the Y-Glide as inspiration due to its recent success. After making slight modifications to the frame design to accept the all-new Evolution V-twin Harley Davidson engine, Harley Davidson presented the FXST Softail in June 1983 as a 1984 model. The new Softail immediately appealed to dyed-in-the-wool Harley fans and vintage V-twin enthusiasts. The original HD hardtail lacked rear suspension, which made long drives uncomfortable. The 1984 FXST had a low-seat, sleek design and the classic HD look. However, this model stood apart from previous HD models due to the comfort and handling provided by the full rear suspension. The lower seat height was critical in Harley's goal to attract more female riders. Simultaneously, Harley Davidson debuted the 1340cc V-twin Evolution engine on the Softail along with 5 other models the same year. This engine had better quality materials and improved mechanics. This is why it was more powerful than the previous models. It also had less leakage and ran cleaner and cooler than previous HD engines. The Softail was an instant success, climbing to the top of HD sales within the first year of its release. With a $7,999 price tag, the Softail provided Harley with an immediate 31% jump in sales during the 1984 model year, and easily outsold every big bike in their lineup. Both motorcycle enthusiasts and non-traditional customers loved it. 2 years later, in 1986, Harley Davidson released the FLST Heritage Softail, a model inspired by 1950s Harley Davidson motorcycles. Its bold style and clever engineering made it a stunner, a classic, and a fan favorite. This is undoubtedly why the FLST Heritage Softail is still available today. Instead of having a 21-inch wheel like the original FXST, the Heritage model had a 16-inch front wheel. Moreover, its rear half and the style of its front forks were modeled after the hardtail Hydroglide Bing twins of 1949 to 1957. The FLST Heritage Softail also featured a 5-speed transmission, wide handlebars, and belt final drive. In 1988, the year of Harley Davidson's 85th anniversary, they released the FX STS Springer Softail. The gas tank featured graphics unique to the anniversary model. The design included the side profile of a fierce bald eagle, the classic HD bar and shield, logo, and text that read 85 years of great motorcycles. Only 1,450 of the FX STS were produced. It featured a Springer front end which describes the exposed front fork springs, emulating the style cues of the 1949 FL Hydroglide. These forks were designed with AutoCAD, computer-aided design software, despite their retro appearance. Harley Davidson hadn't released a motorcycle with leading link sprung forks since 1949. 1990, the FLSTN Fat Boy Softail made its debut. This model had a vintage look and a minimalistic design. Its monotone silver paint, disc wheels, and the now iconic wide fat style made it a hit. According to the Harley Davidson Field Guide, it would become the most successful Softail design thus far. Designer Willie G. Davidson created this motorcycle based on the feedback Harley Davidson received at Daytona Bike Week. Because HD gave its customers exactly what they wanted, the FLSTN became an obvious fan favorite and a legendary part of American culture. According to the Harley Davidson Field Guide, a whopping 4,440 units were built in the very first year of production alone. The FLSTN even made an appearance in the film Terminator 2: Judgment Day in 1991. Fast forward to 2000, the FX STD Softail Deuce was introduced to the world. Harley Davidson made some daring design decisions. Coming into the new millennium with a bang, the 2000 Deuce was covered in chrome finishings and capable of 63 horsepower, making it easy on the eyes and lightning on the road. The Softail Deuce featured a stretched gas tank, chrome front forks, solid rear disc wheel, and an improved frame with 34% increased stiffness. The new twin-cam 88B motor, also known as the Fathead, gave this motorcycle more power than other models and featured counterbalancers. Its staggered dual exhaust pipes and French taillight became a Deuce trademark. Motorcycle enthusiasts everywhere fell in love with the Softail all over again. In 2008, we saw the reimagining of the Harley-Davidson Springer in the FLSTSB, better known as the Crossbones. The Crossbones is stripped down and bare bones, focusing on essential elements with a clean, uncluttered, blacked-out appearance. Marketed by Willie G's design team within the Dark Custom family of motorcycles, a grouping of select Dyna XL Sportster and Softail models that inspired the direction of black over chrome, which is still relevant with today's models. Retailing for almost $20,000 at the time, the Crossbone remains highly sought after, with collectors and enthusiasts today. This example, with nearly 45,000 miles on the clock, sold quickly for $14,000 back in 2022. Those Harley enthusiasts looking for a scoot that fits in with the vintage crowd yet delivers modern performance with fuel injection, a 6-speed gearbox, and the 96 cubic inch twin-cam power plant continue to seek out the Crossbones as a worthy investment. The Heritage Softail was first introduced in 1988 and has received upgrades and improvements with each passing decade. It's the perfect combination of retro style and modern mechanics. The 2010 FLSTC Heritage Softail has a bolted-in twin-cam 96B engine, 6-speed transmission, and a 1584cc displacement. The Softail Slim was added to the lineup in 2012. Post-World War II style bobbers inspired its design. Bobbers were a type of custom motorcycle. The builder would strip the bike of all the unnecessary parts, hence the name Slim. Having merely its essential parts, the Softail Slim is lighter than other Softail models, and its retro look and feel take riders on a blast to the past. 5 years later, in 2017, the Softail frame was completely redesigned. The redesign included a single rear shock absorber, which was mounted under the seat, and a new form of swing arm construction. This edition of the Softail maintained the classic look of the original, but with a lightweight design and stiffer structure.
That's what she said.
In 2018, Harley Davidson released a line of all-new Softail models. This was the largest product development process in Harley Davidson history. The innovation that took the world by storm was the new monoshock rear suspension with an accessible preload adjuster. Also, the twin-cam motor was replaced by the Milwaukee 8 engine. This upgraded engine came in 107 and 114 cubic inch variants, making it a force to be reckoned with. The new 2018 Softail frame was 35 pounds lighter than that of the 2017 Softail models. Harley Davidson explains in its press release document that the lightweight design makes for better handling, helps harness the torque of the new dual counterbalanced Milwaukee 8 107 and 114 engines, and delivers an improved power-to-weight ratio that provides quicker acceleration. Given the higher performance attributes of the new frame design, during its development phase, Harley engineers turned their attention to the long-standing FX line and assessed quickly that the new Softail frame would better serve the Dyna line of motorcycles. Given the economies of scale, executives lauded the suggestion, and with the 2018 introduction of the redesigned Softail line, we saw many familiar Dyna family model names reintroduced as Softail models. The Lowrider and Street Bob maintained their legacy styling cues, but the Fat Bob was redesigned as a post-nuclear wasteland cruiser with its iconic pill-shaped headlamp and sporty front rake. Added to the line was the all-new Sport Glide, a quasi-performance gentleman's cruiser with a 5-gallon long-range tank, inverted front forks, cruise control, and a mini removable batwing fairing. Its quick detached baggage system was a hit with consumers. Carried over were the Slim, Deluxe, Breakout, and Heritage Classic. But the boldest restyling to a Softail to be introduced was the redesigned Fat Boy. The iconic Classic received a rear section befitting its name, with a 240mm rear section, barely covered by a bob fender. Dual tail lamps with integrated indicator lights replaced the mono brake light. The Lakester wheels and chrome accents transcend the Hot Wheels inspired design, and consumers loved it. Unit sales of 2018 to 2020 Fat Boys exceeded those of recent years. 2022 saw the continued development of the Softail line with several model changes. The most notable being the introduction of the FX LRST, a metamorphosis of the Lowrider S model introduced in 2020 with styling cues taken from the FXRT, a 1980s classic sport touring machine. Harley's research into custom bike culture with its participation in vintage bike shows like Born Free yielded an emerging trend of converting Dynas and late model Softails like the Street Bob and Lowrider to resemble FXRTs from the 1980s. The El Diablo debuted mid-year in 2022, a limited production colorway that ignited collectors and enthusiasts' imagination with its bold custom paint, paving the way for the FXLRST model to become one of the top-selling models of 2022 and 2023. In 2024, we saw history meet modern Softail technology with the release of HD's Icon Edition Hydroglide Revival, a throwback nod to the 1950s 74 cubic inch equipped panhead powertrain, utilizing a Hydroglide telescopic front end and refreshing color schemes that brought new energy to the only surviving post-war American motorcycle manufacturer. The most beloved model, Hydroglide, was the 1956 FLH, which featured a red base color with a white stripe, known as the Slash two-tone color scheme. The 2024 Hydroglide Revival is bestowed with the Milwaukee 8 114 cubic inch engine pumping out 119 foot-pounds of torque and 96 horsepower through a 6-speed Cruise Glide transmission. Unique saddlebags, post-chrome seat, and limited number production availability make the Hydroglide Revival a true collector's motorcycle. Throughout the decades, the Softail has been held close to the hearts of motorcycle enthusiasts and Harley Davidson lovers everywhere. It's undoubtedly one of HD's best creations. The Softail is adored for its retro look and praised for its handling, comfort, and mechanical design. Its unique combination of new and old school features truly gives riders the best of both worlds. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite Softail model is. Mine is, of course, my 1996 FLSTN Softail Heritage Nostalgia with the Street Stalker Nacelle kit, a limited edition P&A kit Harley offered from 1996 through 1999. But I'll leave that story of the Street Stalker and how that inspired Harley to create the Screaming Eagles CVO program for a future video. If you like this video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel for more Harley Davidson content. I'm Kenny Quest, and remember to keep that shiny side up. Take care. Fact: Bill Davis conceived a under-chassis Unishock for the XL Sportster back in 1979.